Hey guys, Dr. Callahan here. Welcome to week 2, Monday of our lesson. If you guys can go ahead and do the 3 questions for the warm-up, you can go ahead and pause it and go ahead and do that. Question number 1 says, I hope you had a wonderful weekend with plenty of rest. What week are we in and where would you find today's lesson on the website? Question number 2 is, do you like living in Reno as a teenager? Where would you eventually like to live and why? So I actually was born in Beijing, China, and then we moved around a little bit. I lived in Okinawa, Japan. We moved over to Salt Lake City, Utah, and then we settled in over in San Francisco, and then finally came here to Reno. So that's kind of where I've been living throughout my life. Question number 3 is, what is the difference between slope-intercept and standard? How would you be able to change this example here from slope-intercept form to standard form? Okay, so let's take a look at this. Standard form, remember, is when you have a, x, and by on the left side of this. So as I look at this right here, I notice I have an x that I'm going to move over, so I can go ahead and have abx, or excuse me, ax plus by equals c. So if I move that over, that negative becomes a positive 3 over 7x plus y equals negative 2. Well, standard form asks you that you do not have any fractions. And I'm trying to change my pin here, but it's not letting me, but that's okay. Anyways, so I have okay, now it went. Let's go back. I have a 7 right here, which I want to get rid of. So I'm going to multiply 7 on everything here. Cancels. I have a 3x plus 7y equals negative 14. Okay, so this will be my standard form. So I converted from a slope-intercept form to a standard form. Now, for this one right here, you have a standard form. We'll put STD form. And you want to convert that over to a slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. So obviously your goal is to solve for y. So I'm going to subtract 8x on both sides. Then after that, I want to go ahead and divide it by the negative 4 on everything. So I have y is equal to positive 2x minus 5. And that will be my y-intercept form. So you just need to make sure you know how to do this interchangeably. Okay, so as we're moving on towards this, please keep in mind that your homework assignment for this class is going to be on Math Excel. And if you log on to Math Excel, you should see that I label all the homework. Like, for example, 1.1 is for week 1 Friday, so that's from last week. This is week 2 Monday, and your homework is 1.2. All of your assignments for this is always going to be due on Sunday by 11 p.m. So that's what I would require you guys to do. You will generally have about 2 to 4 homework assignments on Math Excel after each section per week, and you are able to make it up. However, there is a 40% deduction for any assignments that is past its due date. So, for example, we are now on week 2 Monday. Your assignment is going to be due on week 2 Sunday by 11 p.m. So keep that in mind. All right, so today we are going to go over identifying the differences between y-intercept, point slope form, and standard form. Still kind of a review from previous years. Write the equation of a line using slope, parallel, and perpendicular lines. And I have a Kahoot right here. Can't really do the group work. Well, actually, you could do it individually because in the back of your guided notes, quizzes, and also your homework, which is Math Excel for 1.2. Now let's take a look at your guided notes. I want to make sure that you guys have all your guided notes available. So your guided notes is for week 2 Monday. This is your guided notes. I pretty much have everything printed out for you. You just need to kind of follow along with it as we go over this. Here's example 1, example 2. I do notice they're a little bit out of whack. They're not quite numbered correctly, but it's the way I had it done specifically. If you need some videos, I do have videos right here that you can kind of use to catch up. And this is the activity that I was talking about. So originally I would have you guys do it in groups, but right now I'm going to have you guys do it just by yourself. So I would suggest you start off with A, and it says, what is the slope of the line given by these 2 points? You're going to find the answer. The answer obviously is not right there. It's going to be another answer that's going to be on another square. So you're just going to go from A, go to another square, and let's say, for example, A goes to B. I don't know if it does, but let's just say it does. Then you're going to go over the questions on B, and you're going to find that answer on another square. Obviously, it's not on B, it's going to be on another one. So you're going to keep going until you go all the way back to A, and that's how you know how you finish this. So that's an activity I want you guys to work on. And let's go over our notes today then. Okay, so slope of a line. As you guys know, a slope is a rise over run. There's a positive slope, negative slope, a horizontal slope, and vertical slope, one of which is going to be 0 and one of which is going to be undefined. Slope is obviously the change of y over the change of x, and there is a formula for it. So slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Just for practice, remember the 4 different types of slopes. So I'm going to show you guys this picture right here and what kind of slope do they represent. I think most of the time you know that this is a positive. It's pretty common. That's a negative. 2 and 4 are going to be a little bit more challenging. Some people don't remember this, but this is a horizontal slope. And with a horizontal slope, the slope is always going to be 0. Why is that? Because if you look at this right here, remember your slope is rise over run. You're not rising any. It's just a horizontal flat slope. So your rise is 0. Your run, however, could be any number you want. Well, the number here is going to be between -1 and 2, so it's 3. But it doesn't really even matter because your numerator is 0. So your slope is always going to be 0 for a horizontal slope. I'm not sure if you knew that, but that's the reason why it is. Here for number 4, this one, opposite of a horizontal slope, is a vertical slope. It is called a vertical slope because it's a vertical line. And if you look at this right here, it is also an undefined slope. So you're like, why is it undefined, Callahan? I like to think that if you're skiing on a vertical slope, you're literally falling down to your death because you're just plunging down. Not sure if you guys like to ski, but I'm a huge skier, and so are my little boys and girls. So, so looking at this right here, remember your slope is rise over run. So rising wise, it could be any number you want. But as I'm looking at 4 and 1, it's going to be a 3. Over the run, you're not running over, so it's 0. If you go back to elementary school, anything with a 0 in the denominator is always going to be undefined. And I always just like to remember, if you're skiing on a vertical slope, you're going to fall down to your death, so therefore you are undefined. So that's how I remember it. All right. This is a slope formula, and this is the point slope equation of line, of which we will be using interchangeably this semester. Let's take a look at this. The population in Kentucky was this back in 1990, and it obviously grew in 2000 over the 10 period year or year period. What is the average rate of change for the population? So you can go ahead and label this, and obviously we're going to use the slope formula. So x1, y1, x2, y2. So then my slope is going to be y2 minus y1, so I'm going to put 2000 minus. And actually, you know what? Hold on a second. I don't want to do that. I want to change it the other way. We're going to go ahead and use population as y. So let's do that x1, x2, y1, y2. So let's have the population on top. So y2 minus y1 all the way over x2 minus x1. And you're going to go ahead and subtract them. you are going to get a number here over 10. And when you divide it, you will have that the annual rate of change in terms of population in Kentucky from 1990 to 1991, it is going to grow by an average of 35,500. If you continue that growth over 10 years to 2000, you will get to 4,042,000. Okay, next one, find the equation of a line that has a slope of 3. So m equals 3, that passes through point right there. So equation of a line, you could do y, a slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b. So let's see what is given to me. It's given to me that my slope is 3, my x is 1, and my y is negative 2 plus b. Add the 3 on both sides, b equals 1. So now that I have found b, my equation is y is equal to 3x plus 1. That is my equation of a line. Now, on the other hand, instead of doing slope or point slope form, you decide, I'm sorry, not slope form, geez, hold on, slope intercept form. You decide to do point slope form, you get the same answer. Y minus y1 equals m times x minus x sub 1, okay? And again, you want to use this interchangeably so you know how to do this. So y minus y, so that'll be a plus 2, equals m, which is 3, times x minus 1. Now you want to distribute this, so 3x minus 3, subtract the 2, I made a mistake here somewhere. I'm not quite sure how I did that. Oh, you know why? Because I just found out. 3 times 1 is not a negative 3. Duh, Callahan. Excuse my error. I'm actually doing this at 11 o'clock at night, and my little girl just went down to bed. And so I am doing this very tired, and I can't really think straight exactly, but I did find my error. All right. And it's kind of nice to do it both ways, so that way you can go ahead and make sure that they're exactly the same. Okay? Okay, so then if we were in class, we would be doing a Kahoot. Obviously, we're not in class right now, so I'm just gonna go ahead and practice a few things. We've already practiced from slope-intercept form to standard form to slope-intercept form, so I'm gonna just kind of skip these two. But then you wanna have questions like, what is the equation of a line that is parallel to this, but you're also using the point 0, negative 5. So I have x and y right here. Okay, if it's parallel, that just means my slope is going to be the same as the slope, which is a 3. So if I'm going to do slope-intercept form, which is y equals mx plus b, my y in this case is a negative 5. M is going to be 3 because it's parallel, times my x, which is 0, plus b. So I know that my b is going to be negative 5. So my answer is y is equal to 3x minus 5. And that is my answer. Okay, so let's take a look at this example right here. It says write the equation negative 2x plus 5y equals 15 in slope-intercept form. Slope-intercept form is y equals mx plus b. You should realize that this right here is in standard form, which I don't want, okay? So I want to make sure I solve for y, which means I want to move my x over, so I have 5y is equal to a positive 2x plus 15. To get rid of my 5, I'm going to divide 5 on everything. So my y is equal to 2/5 x plus 3, which will give you this answer right there. If you're playing the game, you will get it right. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at, actually I don't like this one, I'm going to skip it. Okay, no, never mind. Maybe I'll go back to it. Yeah, I'll go back to it. Let's see here. Okay, let's go through it. Let's say hypothetically, say that instead of saying parallel, it says perpendicular. Let's just change it up a little bit. So write the equation line that's perpendicular to this, y equals 3. But if my slope is perpendicular to this, I will have to do the negative reciprocal, which means you flip it and you put a negative sign on it or opposite sign on it, okay? And your point is x, y right here. So let's go ahead and do that. So with this one, let's do point slope form instead of slope intercept form. So for that, it's going to be y minus y1 equals m times x minus x1. And then I have y minus, my y is a -5, so it's going to be a +5. Double negative makes it a positive. My slope is perpendicular, so it's a -1/3, x minus 0. So I want to distribute this, which will give me a -1/3 x plus 0. But I also want to get rid of this 5 right here, so I'm going to subtract 5 on both sides. So I have y is equal to -1/3x minus 5. And this is my equation. So let's go ahead and graph this. You always start off with a y-intercept at -5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put my dot right there. My slope is a -1/3, which means I'm going to go down 1 over to the right 3. So go down 1, 1, 2, 3. I'm running a little bit of space. I can go up 1 as well. Go up 1, 1, 2, 3. And this right here is my line. Now I know that this line is perpendicular to the line that was given to me. And the line that was given to me is y equals 3x minus 8. So let's go ahead and graph that just to verify that it's indeed perpendicular. So -8 is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Uh-oh, what's going on? Come on. Okay, now it stopped glitching. That's good. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 right here. My slope is a 3, so it's a 3 over 1. Okay, it's glitching again. Go back. 3 over 1. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, 3 over 1. Up 1, 2, 3 over 1. And so if you look at this line right here, my line doesn't look perfect, but it's workable. It's doable. And then it should have a right angle because it is perpendicular to each other. All right, guys, that is it for this lesson. Make sure you guys do the activities and practice at home. Have a wonderful evening.